Have you ever felt that strange sensation where suddenly nothing seems to make sense? As if life is draining all color, sound and feeling, leaving you with no energy at all. What if I told you that what feels like depression could actually be the start of something much bigger? Jung said that the emptiness you feel isn't a mistake or weakness. It's an invitation from your own psyche to wake up. The strange reason awakening feels like depression is this: the old world inside you has to die for something completely new to be born. It's paradoxical, provocative, and at the same time liberating. Understanding this now could change the way you see your pain and how you connect with your true self. When Jung looked at depression, he didn't see it as just a cold clinical diagnosis. He saw it as a quiet cry from the soul itself. It's as if the psyche, tired of being ignored, pulls the emergency brake and says, "Stop and listen to me." Deep sadness, apathy, or lack of energy may carry a hidden invitation. It's not just pain for the sake of pain. It's a message that something needs to change. What if this pain wasn't an enemy but a messenger? Jung spoke of libido, not only in the sexual sense but as the vital energy that moves everything. When this energy withdraws, it can feel like life itself has lost its spark. But in reality, this energy isn't gone. It's gathering, ready to reorganize in a new way. It's like a seed that needs to sink into the darkness of the soil before it can sprout. On the outside, nothing seems to happen. On the inside, everything is transforming. The difference between depression and awakening is subtle but crucial. In depression, the void shouts, "Nothing matters. I am empty." In awakening, the feeling shifts. What used to matter doesn't matter anymore because something new wants to be born. One paralyzes, the other propels forward. It's like the difference between being lost without a map and being lost because a new path needs to be discovered. Jung used the metaphor of a dark corridor. Between who you were and who you are becoming, there is a tunnel of shadows. It's easy to get confused in it. Many believe they are awakening when, in fact, they are merely running from pain, what he called a spiritual bypass. Others, thinking they are ill, anesthetize the process with distractions and medication, stifling the chance to be reborn. The corridor requires courage but also discernment, and here lies the danger, confusing the symptom with the signal. Treating awakening pain as mere depression can steal the chance for transformation, and interpreting depression as enlightenment can trap someone in dangerous illusions. This territory requires care, because it's not always obvious what's really happening. And this is exactly where Jung introduces another essential concept: individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are. Jung believed that the true meaning of life isn't following ready-made patterns, but walking the path of individuation, becoming who you really are. This process starts when old masks fall, and what once felt safe no longer supports you. It's like someone who has always lived by external expectations, suddenly realizing that life no longer serves them. The emptiness arises not to destroy, but to make room for the real. The signs of this awakening are far from obvious. There's a feeling of loss, emptiness, or a disconnection that almost suffocates. Vivid dreams full of symbols start appearing, and unexpected emotions surge without warning. Imagine someone repeatedly dreaming about abandoned houses or stormy seas. It's not just a dream, it's the psyche drawing maps. The unconscious is shouting, "Look at me. I have clues about your future." There's a powerful contrast that helps understand the process. Depression whispers, "I am nothing." Awakening, though painful, announces, "I am no longer who I thought I was." The first voice paralyzes, traps, weakens. The second, though confusing, opens a doorway to the unknown. It's the difference between sinking in quicksand and being on an unstable boat about to reach a new shore. Movement is what separates the two states. To navigate this territory, Jung left tools that can turn pain into a path. Shadow work, for instance, teaches listening to emotions as messages instead of fighting them. Dream work invites us to see dreams as symbolic maps, records of the unconscious demanding attention. Active imagination opens space to dialogue with your own pain, transforming it into creative energy, almost like a soul laboratory. These practices aren't just theoretical. They can be applied in daily life. Keep a dream journal, note symbols, reflect on them. Pause in front of an intense emotion and ask, "What are you trying to show me?" This completely changes your relationship with pain, turning it into a bridge, not a trap. But like any bridge, You need to learn to cross it carefully, and this is where a practical 5-step structure comes in to guide the way. The first step is simple to say but challenging to practice. Don't pathologize everything. Not all pain means illness. Sometimes suffering is just the psyche nudging you to change course. Of course, there are situations where medical help is essential, but the mistake is turning every discomfort into a diagnosis. It's like confusing a passing fever with an inevitable fate. The symptom may just be showing that an adjustment is needed. The second step is creating space for the unconscious to express itself. Write down your dreams, record coincidences that catch your attention, or jot down feelings that seem random. This practice, journaling, works like opening windows in a stuffy room. Gradually, what seemed like noise starts forming patterns. The unconscious doesn't speak in direct words, but in symbols, metaphors, and subtle clues. The third step is facing the shadow. Everything we push under the rug, fears, anger, hidden desires, doesn't disappear. In fact, it grows in the dark and demands recognition. Jung said that facing the shadow means acknowledging and naming what was denied. For example, someone who always shows strength might need to admit fragility. Someone who claims to be calm might need to face their own anger. Naming is liberating. In the fourth step, reconnect with the seed of meaning. Even amid chaos, there are signs of life trying to emerge. A new interest, an idea, a book that seems to speak directly to you, or an unexpected encounter that sparks something inside. These small signs are like little matches in the darkness. The key is not to ignore them, but to follow them closely, however small they seem. Finally, integrate. This is when the inner house begins to be rebuilt. Imagine the psyche dismantling the old structure, tearing down walls, leaving everything in rubble. In the middle of the work, it seems chaotic, but this chaos prepares a stronger foundation. Integration is piecing together every new insight, every shadow acknowledged, every symbol understood, into a more authentic whole. But the question remains, how do you apply all of this in real life without getting lost in this inner labyrinth? Now that you understand the subtle difference between depression and awakening, it's time to put it into practice. Try observing your emotions today. Write down a strong feeling. Ask yourself what it wants to show you and see if there are hidden clues about your growth. Have you tried keeping a dream journal or recording coincidences that catch your attention? Small acts like this can open doors to self-awareness in surprising ways. The challenge is simple. Accept pain as a guide, not an enemy, and allow yourself to walk the dark corridor of transformation. Ask yourself, are you just numbing the pain, or are you truly listening to what it's saying? Every choice, no matter how small, can bring you closer to who you really are. By facing your shadows, recognizing your fears, and connecting with small signs of meaning, you begin to rebuild your life more authentically. It's not magic, it's conscious practice. And the more you do it, the clearer the path of awakening becomes. Here's a provocative challenge. If the emptiness you feel is a doorway to something greater, what are you willing to let go of to walk through it? What habits, beliefs, or patterns need to be abandoned for the new to emerge? This reflection isn't just theoretical. It can change how you move in the world, how you respond to emotions, and how you shape your destiny. If you found this content meaningful, take the next step. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and dive even deeper into topics like psychology, spirituality, and personal transformation. Every video here is an invitation to look inward, explore the psyche, and uncover paths that everyday life often hides. Don't miss the chance to become the architect of your own inner journey. Finally, ask yourself, are you ready to listen to your psyche and turn what seemed like pain into creative power? Comment below your experiences, share your discoveries, and together we'll continue this journey. Real change starts when you dare to feel, question, and walk into the unknown. Every step matters, and your life may never be the same again.